What is up, guys? Gladys Hernandez here. I know it's been a minute since I've made some videos, but I am so excited to hear your feedback on this one. I have been so freaking busy. I've been traveling, which obviously is amazing, thanks to God, but I just been so busy and I've been meaning to post this video because I really want to get your feedback on this and what you guys think of it and see how it helps. But we're gonna talk about money. That's the topic today, okay? And I know money is probably one of the least topics that individuals wanna talk about, especially in friendships, marriages, even just business relationships. Sometimes it's the most difficult thing to talk about depending on where you are financially. And so while you're watching this video, I don't know where you are financially. You might be looking at this video and going through it and thinking to yourself, wow, these are easy principles. Shouldn't everyone know that? But let me tell you, okay, 2.5 years ago, I didn't know some of the stuff that I'm gonna talk about today. And these are the principles that I learned that changed my entire financial state, okay? It changed everything for me, and that's why I am so passionate to talk about it, and I hope that it helps you. I hope that if you're looking at this and you didn't know, some of this stuff, I want you just to tell me, how it helped you some way, shape, or form. But we are gonna talk about money. And obviously, I'm not a CPA, disclosure, right? I'm not a mathematic genius. I'm not an expert in finances or anything of that sort. But, okay, these are some principles that I have learned through my entrepreneur journey that truly saved me. And I just want to make sure that if you don't know this stuff, you know it and you learn it, okay? Because it has definitely helped me so much. So we're going to talk about the shrinking dollar. And if you haven't heard this, I read it in a couple books. I've learned it through some podcasts and things like that. But the easiest way I can explain it is why we feel that sometimes we work so hard but can't get ahead. Why we feel like we're living that paycheck to paycheck cycle. And how it all started was 2.5 years ago, I sat down with my wealth coach, okay? And I sat down with this individual and we got a chance to get to know each other. And he said, Gladys, what's your goal? And I looked at him and I said, my goal is to retire young and live the best life I can live and also retire my mom. And he said, okay, well, let me ask you a serious question. How long have you been working? And I said, well, I've been working since I was 16 years old. My mom's, was born in Mexico. She migrated here to United States. She had me here. So growing up, I'd always see her work hard. And I was raised in a culture that it was always about working hard. And I said, I've been working since I was 16. By the time I was 18, I was already working 3 jobs. And he said, awesome. Well, you're 22 today. So how much do you have today for all those years that you've worked? And I looked at him so confused and I'm like, what do you mean? I work and I pay bills. And so there's not really that much left. And so he says, okay, Gladys, let me help you understand money. Let me give you just a quick spin on money and why you feel that way. So I'm gonna get on my little whiteboard here and we're gonna talk about this. So he said, Gladys, let's say that you make $100, okay? $100 a year. And you can go, after this and calculate it. This is just for us to really understand it clearly, simple numbers. He said, let's say that you make $100 a year, that you worked hard for, you clocked in, you clocked out, you did what you had to do, you got that check. So how much of that do you think goes into taxes? And I'm like income tax or what kind of tax? He said, yeah, income tax, sales tax, gas tax. Gladys, did you know there is 112 identified taxes in the nation that people pay for? And I'm like, nope, I didn't freaking know that, no. And so he says, yeah, I know, a lot of people don't. So he says, about 40% of your $100 goes into taxes. This is an average number, okay? And so $40, right? 40%. So now, out of our $100, we are left with $60. And so he says, okay, do you know what your credit score is? I'm like, yeah, really bad. So he then asked me, do you know what your interest rate is on your car? And you know what's so crazy? Growing up, as long as we could get the vehicle, nothing else mattered. As long as we can get the vehicle, we can pay for the payment, nothing else mattered. And that's how I was just, raised. Nothing against, my mom or anything. I think she's the most amazing person, but that's just how I was raised. She didn't know what she didn't know, and I didn't know what I didn't know. And so I never understood that. And so he said, Gladys, individuals, okay, pay about 30% on interest. We're not talking about principal pay down, because most people do finance certain things like their home and their house and things like that, but not even principal pay down. We're talking about just interest alone, okay? So about 30%. He said, Gladys, you like giving away money? And I'm like, no, of course not. He's like, Gladys, anything below the 600 credit score, you're pretty much giving away money. And so at this point, I'm freaking out, okay? I'm like about to lose my mind, like thinking to myself, what in the world? Why didn't I ever learn this? And so now we're at $30, okay? We're at $30 now. So he said, Gladys, we're not done, one more thing, okay? And I'm like, holy freak. What's next, right? I only got 30 bucks left. So he said, Gladys, what do you call something that you buy and then over time, okay, it what? Depreciation, right? A lot of our money goes also into depreciation. So he said 6%. 6% goes into depreciation, and obviously that's kind of hard, to manage, but he said about 6%. So now out of that 100 bucks, I was left with 24 bucks. 24 bucks that I can control, that I can manage. And he said, Gladys, now you understand why you feel like you're living paycheck to paycheck, why you feel like you never can get ahead. It's because of those two major things. You're overspending, you're overpaying. And that's when everything began to change for me. I started step by step. I got connected with a credit company that was able to help me get it to 750. I was able to refinance certain things. Guys, I saved thousands, okay? That was a major step for me. The taxes, I was able to understand how to use a 1099 and use that to my own benefit, how to be able to write off certain things like my cell phone bill, my laptop, things of that sort. And everything changed. One thing that I would also recommend that helped me was going to mint.com. Mint.com is a free service. It's a money manager, okay? This is where I was able to see exactly where everything was going. Guys, I've had individuals that I've sat down with that have created this money manager, gone in there, created their accounts, and saw and found out they were spending $1,200 on food. Fast food. And they didn't even know it. That's the most eye-opening moment, when you don't even know where it's going. And so it all is baby steps. Start one step at a time, but I hope that this video was able to help you. So what's our call to action now is to find out what your credit score is. What are you paying on interest, on your vehicles, your homes, things like that. And get on that freaking mint.com and find out where your money is going, okay? I hope this video was really able to help you. If it did, definitely let me know. Give me your feedback. I appreciate you guys for watching. I can't wait to make some more videos for you. I love you guys. Thanks so much. You guys, thanks so much.